night's loss to the Celtics, Steph Curry got caught up in a pile when Al Horford fell on Steph's left foot, causing him to scream out in pain. After the game, Steph compared the injury to the foot sprain he suffered when Marcus Smart dove into his leg back in March. Don't forget that caused Steph to miss the final 12 games of the regular season. Could this be trouble for the Warriors? Shannon, what's your gut feeling on whether Steph will be able to play come Game 4?
I think he's going to play, Skip. It's the finals. It's the NBA finals. And Steph, he's spoken about he doesn't take these moments for granted. He realized the past couple of years how hard it was for him to get back here. So you want to exhaust every opportunity. And the thing that's working against him is that it's only one day in between. Now, if he had the extra day, Skip, who knows what an extra 24 hours could do for his body.
I agree.
But I do believe, I expect Steph to be out there. Now, how healthy he is and how effective he can be or impactful he can be is something entirely different. But if he's not impactful, Skip, they can't win. He's giving you 31 a night, and they've lost 2 or 3. So if he's not impactful, if he can't give you those numbers, I don't know where they can go get those numbers. I don't know where they can go get his 31 from and the manner in which he gives you those, because he makes it easier for Klay to get shots, for Andrew Wiggins, because they're willing to go one-on-one with Andrew Wiggins while they send the double team and try to get the ball out of Steph's hand. Klay is able to get easier shots. But if Steph is not as impactful, he can't move as freely as he did before he had this injury, the Warriors are going to be in trouble. So for me, Skip, I do believe he's going to be there. I believe he's going to try to suck it up, try to go as long as he possibly can, and see what happens. It's a must. It is an absolute must that Steph Curry is out there and he can contribute. Because if he can't be out there or he can't play like we know Steph Curry can play, Skip, they're not winning. It's really that simple.
Okay, could we go back to the play in question? Because at first I thought, did Al Horford go Marcus Smart on him?
Right.
And the more I looked at it, the less it looked.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Right. I thought it was his knee. I didn't know it was his foot. I thought he just fell on his knee, Skip.
So he rolls over him, but if you see, I don't know if we have that replay from the side. Yeah, here we go. He doesn't land with his full weight on Steph's leg.
Right.
He actually goes over the top, right? And his butt hits on the floor instead of coming full force. Right. I don't know how much you think Al weighs.
250, 255,
yeah. Okay, so we didn't get 255 pounds straight down on a knee or an ankle or whatever. He went across him, right?
Right.
And maybe there was a little bit of contact with the foot. Okay. It was characterized to me as a sprained foot. That's what kept him out the last 12 games.
Correct.
And he said it got aggravated. But he also allowed after the game, Steph did, that it didn't feel as bad as it did on the Marcus Smart night, right?
Right.
Okay, so Steve Kerr seemed surprised when he was asked about Steph's availability because he just immediately sort of shrugged and said, well, I kept him in the game.
Right.
So Steph didn't come immediately out. He kept playing.
Right.
Well, once upon a time, LeBron, on his ankle, we're going back a couple of years, he kept going for a little while, and then he just said, well, I can't go anymore, right? But he went in the corner and hit a shot.
And even Kawhi played a series on the ACL.
He did. Okay, so I can't read all that much into that.
Right.
But my gut feeling, just watching that contact or lack thereof, it's easy for me to say, but it doesn't look that bad to me. So I'm going to guess that he will play. I'm also going to agree with you that they got no shot without him. Sometimes they're damned if they do and damned if they don't, because I'm going to say it again. We've had 2 fourth quarters of 2 close games in these finals, and Steph Curry has come up even smaller than he is in those 2 fourth quarters. With the game on the line, he scored 4 points in Game 1's fourth quarter, and he scored 2 points last night. He has not yet made a single 3-point shot in either of the 2 fourth quarters in close games that he has played. He has not yet gotten to the free throw line one time in either fourth quarter. So he's 0 for 0 from the free throw line. So, yet would they have even been in the position without his 2 third quarters?
No.
He is third quarter Steph.
No.
Because we got 14 points and then we got 15 points. Well, bang, bang. And he actually gave them a brief lead last night with 3:45 left in the third quarter.
Skip, if you listen at the guys talk from Boston after the game, they talked about they're doing a better job of turning his water off in the fourth quarter because Steph is the guy. Andrew Wiggins can't beat me in the fourth quarter. He can't make enough shots to beat me. Steph shots are demoralizing. Skip, he's dancing. The guy comes down on a break, Skip, and he lets a 25-footer go and he swishes nothing but net. Skip, that's demoralizing. I don't care about Andrew Wiggins putting it on the floor and laying the ball up. I don't care if he got he get a lob dunk. That's not demoralizing like those three that the Splash Brothers do to you. And they can get back in the game. That's why no lead is safe. A 20-point lead is not safe with that team because they got they have a 9-0 run in 37 seconds. 9-0 in 37 seconds. Hell, the shot clock is 24 seconds. You'd have came out better just holding the ball twice.
Well, you know they're capable.
Yeah, it's Skip. And they got a 7. How the hell you get a 7-point? Steph gets a 4-point, gets a 3, makes the 3, makes the free throw. They get the ball back, then Otto Porter. So basically, you got a 7-point play.
And by the way, to me, to my eye, the more dangerous play for Steph involving Al Horford came on the 3 plus the free throw.
Exactly.
When he stepped right down on him, I thought Steph stepped a little sideways, right, but it was in the danger zone.
Right.
And Steph has had horrendous ankle problems.
Issues, yes.
And he has to wear the 2 braces that must be magical to keep him propped up like they do.
Right.
But he was lucky. He came straight down on Al's foot and plopped planted straight on his toes.
It didn't roll either way.
It didn't go either way, and it stayed straight.
Right.
And maybe that brace saved him on that one.
Yes.
Because if you hit on top of a foot and it rolls completely down to the floor, now you've really got a problem.
You're really asking for it. So for me, Skip, I think he's going to play. Unless you got to roll him out there in the wheelchair, he just can't go. Because I don't know if I've ever seen a guy just like, nah, I'm not going to be able to play this finals game. I mean, like KD. KD has serious. But KD didn't play he didn't play like the first 2 or 3 games.
Well, he didn't play until
Game 4, Game 5. Yeah.
5.
So to miss a game.
And he was rushing back then because he had a serious calf injury.
Right.
And you know what happened?
Right. Because he didn't play any against Portland.
No. And then in Game 5, he had a flash of dominance.
Right.
And bang. The Achilles pop.
Okay.
So, all right. So, big picture on Steph. We know what is looming over him right now, and that is the specter, the ghost of.
3-1.
Huh?
Oh, you 3-1?
No, of Kevin Durant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, to me, because last night it hit me. I just don't think they're good enough without Kevin Durant. If you give them Kevin Durant, obviously it makes all the difference in the world.
Kevin Durant made them unbeatable.
Yeah.
They were beatable without KD. But when you got Steph, let's just say you got you double KD. You really want Steph and Clay running around there one-on-one, coming off dribble, handoff, picks, high screens, and shooting 3s, let them go? Well, if you double Steph, that's KD. KD was the guy, Skip. They don't have a guy. Hey, bro, get your butt down on the basket. Get your butt on the block and go get a basket. KD could get down on the block and turn around over either shoulder and make a 15-footer, make a 12-footer. They don't have anybody that can do that right now. So that's what KD, they were a great team, a historically great team. Kevin Durant made them unbeatable in a 7-game series. That's what he did.
Boom. Agreed. And do not underestimate Kevin Durant as a rim protector because he's 7 feet tall and he is long. And not that he's physically dominating, not that he plays physical basketball, but he's so long that if you look, Kevon Looney's 6'9".
Right.
Kevin Durant's 7 feet tall. So if you put him in the lineup at forward, all of a sudden it helps your rim protection much more than what they have right now.
Yeah,
okay?
I agree. And just think about it, Skip. Those shots that was for Seth Curry and Bruce Brown and some of those other guys, that's Steph Curry. That's Klay Thompson. Can you imagine Boston trying to play the defense that they're playing on KD, and all of a sudden you got Steph and Klay shooting those Bruce Brown wide open 3s? Nah, you don't want that. You don't want them kind of problems. So, but they don't have KD now. And teams know they don't have KD. They know they're beatable.
So is Steph tall enough, strong enough, defensive enough to be the difference maker in a series against an extremely physical defensive basketball team.
Well, Marcus Smart's like, no, I'm gonna make you. I got to run around and chase you. I'm gonna make you guard me.
Right.
You're too light. And you saw him, Marcus Smart going down on the block trying to post up. Marcus Smart's going to the back. Marcus Smart played really well because he had a couple of drives late in the ball game last night, Skip. That like, okay, yeah, you making up for that game too where you had 2 points.
Yeah. Well, my final comment on this is the reason I get outraged at the thought of Steph vaulting into the top 10 is if you look at the all-time top 10, all of them, some of them didn't have all defensive teams, but they're all defensive class players, right? They're all of them, all the way to the top. Michael Jordan was a defensive player of the year, right?
Yeah.
And they just played defense at the highest level. I once saw Magic take Roy Tarpley. People won't remember, but they just couldn't stop him. They didn't have an answer. Kareem couldn't deal with Roy Tarpley, and Magic took him in Game 7 against the Dallas Mavericks at the old Fabulous Forum and said, I got this. And Magic just took a 7-foot Roy Tarpley right out of the game. So they could defend at supremely high levels.
Right.
Steph's 6'2".
Yeah, Skip, you can only do so much at 6'3". I don't care how good a guard you are. I mean, you can only do so much.
Well, he's going to have to do all he can do to come back, or they're just it smells like 3-1 going back.
But you got to hope that he continues to play like he plays. But Clay's going to have to do what he did last night again.
Yeah, they need Clay to do it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he going to have to do that again, Skip. You believe he can give you another 25 on the shooting that he gave you last night?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.